The Governor. 45 ACP, 45 long Colt 410. Scandium alloy frame. I've shot a relatively, I'd say 150 plus, maybe 200 rounds now. 3 full moon clips of 45 ACP. Probably 40 to 50 rounds of 45 long Colt, and probably around 50 or more 410 loads. Just finding out good defensive loads and just general recoils of what it would do. Obviously, bird shots, low recoil, and easy to keep, pointed at your general target. I use this gun for home defense and a 12 gauge shotgun for home defense. I got a Remington or a Mossberg 500, and I have a Remington 1100 20 gauge as well too, which I'm not going to grab that one first if I got a 12 gauge. So, but it, being automatic, that's cool because it's just pop 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 pop, guy's dead, or pop dead, and then pop 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 board. So whatever. Tritium front sight, nice. I believe this is a sleeved barrel. You've got the scandium, and then you have the steel. I think it's stainless steel that is sleeved into the framework of the scandium, I believe. And I don't think it's pinned, but I think it's like pressed into the sleeve to some extent. So not really sure on the manufacturing process of that, but I believe it is a sleeved barrel, which kind of interesting. It's got some stainless steel pins and hardware in it, and all that fun stuff. Or color case there's some color case hardened, and then there's also some that's stainless steel as well too, or anodized actually, I think. Yeah, it's anodized. But yeah, so shot all sorts of different stuff through it. Never had any problems or issues. Recoil on it's relatively good. 45 long Colt 410, really good. Low recoil, especially on bird shots and 410s. The critical defense stuff, like you would think in most handguns, it's actually lower in recoil than what the typical target round, like 230 grain jacketed hollow point for 45 ACP will be more recoil than most high velocity, low weight, grain weights for critical defense or whatever. Like the I don't know, it's like some sort of law enforcement type that's like 80 some grains for the 45 ACP or whatever. I use Ranger T Series 230 grains because it's the same weight as a target load, which I take out in the range. So if I'm shooting 230 grains, pop, 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 pop. Defense scenario, 230 grains, pop, 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 same thing. Why not do it? I'm not sure of the grain weights. I think they're the same for every caliber from the Ranger T Series. I believe the 9 mils are the same weight as a typical jacketed. 119, I think, is 119 or 120, I believe, is the grain weight of the Ranger T Series, and then I think it's like 180, 185 for the 40 caliber, which is the typical grain weight for a 40 cal. So why not get it? Why not try it out? Could be good. You never know. They expand great, just like the Black Talons, if not better, because they have a thicker, more reinforced nose of the hollow point, so it actually controls the expansion of the petals a little bit better and more evenly all the way around, instead of like how you would see before with a Black Talon, where like 3 or 4 would expand and then the other half would just kind of go towards the other side that expanded and almost kind of mushroom a little bit. So there is that, but so it controls the more even expansion. And also, it's just as pointed and deadly as the Black Talon, if not more so. And you can, I'll show some footage later on of some jug test of it, but you can see the lead forms and stays bonded to the full petal. And I've shot it, and usually if you do or don't have, some sort of obstruction before the jugs or the 3 feet of water, which is required. Usually, you can run into a scenario where it's fully bonded to the tips. Sometimes you'll lose a little bit. Like instead of a 230 grain projectile, you'll end up with like a 228, 229 range. Unless you hit something real hard and manage to break off a large chunk of it, or shoot it through like glass or something maybe, and like hit like some wood or a concrete block after that, cinder block or whatever. It might chip off a little bit of those prongs. So expect that, from shooting harder objects. But obviously you're going to want to shoot a hollow point into a softer target, which is what it's designed for. So keep that in mind, people, testing and using defensive ammo. If you're going to carry it, expect it to perform on soft targets. Don't expect it to go through harder objects and then kill soft targets. It's not going to happen. If it's a hollow point, it's not going to, the myth of the, going through a bulletproof jacket. Hollow points can't go through anything that's hard. They're weak in the nose. That's why they perform good as carry. You're not going to be shooting somebody through a vest with a 45 ACP. Even with the full metal jacket, you're not going to get through their vest. Unless it's just a really crappy vest and somebody's already shot it with a steel core penetrator, or already shot it with a 308, or already shot it with some higher caliber rifle. You're not going to go through a Kevlar vest with a freaking 45 ACP hollow point. It was just propaganda and media, and who's ever heard of that happening? But whatever. Off topic. Governor, awesome buy. 720, reliable as a revolver from Smith & Wesson.